Well, hello and welcome all the Web3 enthusiasts. It's Max speaking, and today I'm hosting an interview with Vugar Usi Zade, Chief Operating Officer at Bitget Exchange. So these are our old friends and the guys we do respect. So Vugar, hello, how are you today?
I am great. I'm excited. Now I feel a little bit FOMO that you have a Bitget shirt and I'm wearing this like a traditional looking button-up polo, but I love that hood. It's one of the very cozy ones.
Yeah. So I see you in a good mood, and I believe that today's interview is going to be hot and positive. So today we'll discuss the present, the future, and a little bit of past of Bitget. So you're the very right person to discuss it with. So we'll see how it will go, and guys, be ready for some insights from the real whale. By the way, for those who doesn't know, Vugar is also my colleague. He's hosting a popular podcast on YouTube, Usi the Talk. Go check it, guys. But today the tables have turned, and today I'm gonna ask the questions. Vugar, I hope you're ready.
Yes, let's go ahead. You are the boss today.
Okay, let's go. To begin with, the first question is, as I already said in the disclaimer, it's about Bitget, of course. So Bitget turned 6 years old, and it's a huge number for our industry. And let's highlight the six most important crypto exchange events during this time, during these 6 years, six events.
If you talk about the six important events that happened in Bitget's life in these
Sure.
6 years, I think one of the most we are known for is, of course, our partnership with Lionel Messi. And it's been already 2 years that we've been partnering with Lionel Messi. And this year we had this amazing Make It Count campaign where we support everyone in terms of who want to do a change in their life, to start a business, to change a career, to explore crypto or any other aspect of Web3. And I think it's a great campaign to tell people that even a smaller step, even buying a $1 worth something, even just reading an article does make a big change. Therefore, this campaign was kind of a cornerstone of our partnership. Of course, I think if we come back to the very recent data, we saw that in the first half of year of 2024, Bitget became one of the three fastest growing crypto exchanges. We attracted more than $700 million worth customer funds. It means customers do trust us. They come and they trade, and especially in these market conditions that one day you have all-time highs and the other day like market crashes 25%. It is really challenging to make sure that people trust you, come and trade. It's already two. I think third is one campaign that dear to my heart, that we sponsored national Olympic athletes of the Turkey. We sponsored three athletes to go and compete at the Paris Olympics. And Buse Tosun Çavuşoğlu, she won a bronze medal at these games. It was one of the proudest moments, I think, for all Bitget team and all our
Yeah, sure.
efforts. Another cool project that we undertook almost like 2 years ago in the middle of the bear market where everyone was squeezing the belts and cutting costs. We invested $30 million in Bitkip and introduced Bitget Wallet to the world. And last month's Bitget Wallet got more downloads than the MetaMask, and it is one of the most hottest decentralized wallets out there, serving almost 30 million customers globally, facilitating $8 billion worth transactions. And I think that once again shows that Bitget is here to stay for a long, and we are playing that long game. We are not here to do like a short-term gains and forget what is happening, or I don't know, hire a lot of people in a bull run and then let them go in a bear market. This was never our strategy, and we always wanted to grow sustainably. And I believe that is what we are achieving so far, very like enthusiastically. Another important development, in my opinion, is the Bitget card. We introduced our credit card for our VIP users, friends and family, of course, team members, and I use myself because for a long time I always was thinking, and I always got this question about mass adoption, how things are, going, how things should be, how we can achieve mass adoption. And it was always a narrative that we need to bring people to Web3. Web3 is cool, everyone gonna come rushing. But eventually, after years, we realized it's not happening. The narrative was that we have to go to people. And I believe instead of like changing everything from 0 to 100, building something on an existing ecosystem much must be very smart way and fast way to get that adoption. I believe building on existing credit cards, Visa, MasterCard system and introducing crypto was a smart idea. And today, Bitget card is one of the most sought after cards in the industry because it has a better conditions to buy, sell crypto. It's backed by crypto. And I use it every day. I really love it. And it's cross-border without needing to have an OTC or anything. And lastly, there's an initiative. There are actually two initiatives. As Bitget, we pledge to spend in the next 5 years $10 million to educate people. I'm handling the blockchain for use part of it, and of course, our CEO Gracie, she's hosting the blockchain for her project. But these two projects kind of go hand in hand because we are investing heavily to educate people about crypto, and it's not about educate people to come work at Bitget, or it's not about investing in projects. It's about actually going to grassroots, going to universities, going to young professionals, going to seasoned professionals, and explaining them how they can build their career in crypto. Because when we talk about crypto, usually people think that they need to know how to code, they have to be this like a techno nerds to come and work in crypto. But actually, a lot of countries are offering and introducing legislation. It means we need more law educated people who are educated in law and law related degrees to understand crypto. We need a lot of accountants, HRs, marketing people, PR people, and almost everyone in a corporate environment. We need these people in our industry. Therefore, we are going to universities. We work with young professionals. We work with seasoned professionals who want to change their careers. We partnering with a lot of HR related companies globally, and we are partnering with more than 60 universities globally to introduce young professionals to the crypto to explain them that they can actually build a career in crypto. And I believe in a long run, it will benefit all players within the ecosystem and industry, not us, because we will have a lot of young, fresh talent. And I'm sure you are in crypto, you know how hard it's to find a talent, and it's always the same people going around different companies
Yeah.
because it's a very relatively new industry. We don't have much people coming in. Therefore, I believe that is one of the greatest initiatives that we are carrying on. And I hope there will be more companies joining our forces with us to kind of breed, facilitate, and nurture the next generation of professionals who would love to come and work in crypto. And I believe it's 6 initiatives that I already celebrated our 6 years with.
Yeah, that's I was not counting, but yeah, that's a lot, and that sounds really amazing. Like you see, like sustainable growth, investing in young professionals, social initiatives, education, great marketing, mass adoption. That's great for Bitget, of course, and I just respect this. And it's also a great contribution for the entire industry. So since you mentioned, yeah, the mass adoption is not going very uh, quick as maybe many were expecting, and yeah, changing people's minds, increasing trust. It's yeah, it's really valuable. And yeah, thank you guys for doing this. And all what you mentioned beside this, also these crazy numbers of millions of downloads, millions of active users, traders, that all sounds like a success already. And
Yeah, actually, we are very proud that today we are serving 35 million customers globally. We facilitate around $10 billion worth of transactions every day. And it's all thanks to my team of 1,500 people across 65 countries. And we are pretty much decentralized from all over the world. And I say we are like a truly 24/7 company. Someone wakes up in Japan, and still it is not, it is the like a day before in Brazil, and we are all working together. It is a really, really exciting place to be at, an exciting company to work at, because we are like a truly cross culture, cross borders, the same way we talk about like how crypto can cross borders and be super fast. As a company, we are super fast also.
you have your own web-free world, like a small
So
composition of the entire planet. That sounds cool. And yeah, continuing about this success story, So the next question is actually, could you please share how were you, I mean, as a team, as Bitget, how were you able to achieve such results? What is the main
Basically,
secret of success?
it's all because I come from a very like a traditional corporate background, and I used to work one of the top consultancies in the world, and going to organizations and restructuring them and building that optimal value creation channel was something that I'm trained at. Therefore, since I became the chief operating officer at Bitget, before that, my entire career was about marketing and executing these beautiful marketing campaigns and making actual money and image. I noticed that one thing it was really important for us. We were a very centralized organization. It was everything decided centrally and then distributed globally. And it wasn't working for us no more because we were too big to handle everything centrally. If you can think about it, when you talk to, I don't know, 35 million people at the same time,
I
you
will.
need a different language, different time zone, different mentalities. Our customer in Japan is very different from a customer in Argentina. Customer, I don't know, in Britain is much different from Russian or CIS customer. Customer in the Middle East. For example, we have a huge research department. It's called Bitget Research, and we have Bitget Academy where we publish these findings. For example, the reason that there's a huge crypto adoption in Turkey and Argentina is because the economy is going down. There's a high hyperinflation and people turn to crypto to store the value. While in Morocco, for example, crypto is banned, but there's a huge adoption. And probably it is because there's a lot of people working outside and they're sending money to their country. And it is cheaper and easier to send it in crypto than going to Western Union and paying 10, 25%. While in the Middle East, you have a lot of wealthy customers with disposable income and these customers usually turn to Bitcoin and like other digital assets to kind of make more value, to invest, to diversify. Therefore, when you have this kind of a different customers, I discovered that we need to talk to everyone locally in their language, the way they're comfortable, in their mentality, in their cultural aspect. Therefore, we decided instead of being a centralized one center company to become a truly decentralized company where we empowered every team, every region to make their own decisions. And we introduced these virtually no budget limit campaigns where as a local team you decide who you want to work with, what kind of marketing campaign you want to do, what event you want to attend, where you can create the most value. And when we empowered our team, every team member became as if they're running their own business. They became a small entrepreneurs within this big organization. And there's a huge competition between the regions who's growing fast. And this way we were able to achieve this growth speed because it was no more about someone sitting, I don't know, like me, I live in Dubai. Like, I don't think I need to sit in Dubai and make a decision about running an event in Argentina or, I don't know, doing a billboard campaign in Japan while someone living in that country knows what is the best place to place an ad or who is the most famous person to collaborate with. This way, we were able to empower all team members across the company instead of being in one center. And it was really helpful for also like a top management. Now we didn't have to decide on, I don't know, small items and budget lines. Instead, we could focus on a big picture, like investing in Bitget wallet or investing in, I don't know, large layer twos, because we also run $100 million Empower X fund where we invest actively in Web3 companies. And eventually this really paid off. When I took over, we had around 20 million customers. Today we have 35 million customers and we are really growing fast. These numbers update almost daily. We facilitate more than $10 billion transactions. We are number one copy trading platform in the world. We have more than 160,000 traders who post their trades that could be copied in one click. When it comes to derivative trades, we are super strong. We are top two or top three when it comes to derivative trades. We listed around 800 coins. When I took over, it was only 600. And eventually we became, I believe, top four, top five, even top three when it comes to overall spot derivative market as an overall exchange. And as I mentioned, we were one of the three fastest growing exchanges out there, and we did these great campaigns. I think the core of this growth was about empowering all the team members and making sure that everyone who come to the work, they come with all this energy, that they understand why they are here, what they want to achieve for themselves, for the company, and have this quid pro quo where everyone is really happy. Also, for comparison, our closest competitor has almost double number of the team members. The biggest player, Binance, I believe that at some point they had around 7,500 team members. Then bear market came, they cut almost half of the workforce. They were around 3,500, 4,000 people. We never did that. As a Bitget, we never had mass layoffs because we never also hired for the sake of hiring. We always believe that we need to be fast, efficient team where everyone knows what they're doing, everyone is responsible. And we pretty much don't have any hierarchy. Like everyone is running their own show and they're like a true part of it's like a blockchain. It's like a node. Everyone is a small node and they verify, they work independently and they know what they do. But all together we create that big chain together. Therefore, I believe empowering people was instrumental in our growth in last 1 year.
Okay, thank you. Pretty much inspiring again, and yeah, empowering people, and also what helped one of the leading companies in this Web3 world is actually decentralization, as you said. Who could ever think of this? Okay, get it. So thank you, and let's move on to the next question. Actually, you almost answered 50% of this, answering the previous question, but still. Could you tell us how does the crypto exchange work today, and what are your main focuses at the moment? So you mentioned a lot of initiatives, a lot of directions, a lot of new things in development. So what are the main focuses for you right now?
Of course, growth is important because when we grow, we can build better, we can do things better in a massive capacity. As a key point for us to, of course, focus on our centralized exchange offering, but again, in parallel, we are also contributing to the decentralized world through Bitget Wallet. And definitely, we have $100 million in PowerX where we invest in Web3 ventures. We recently announced $20 million commitment to the Tone Foundation. We believe in the ecosystem and all this new developments that's happening. There are so many opportunities in there. Of course, tap to earn games are the new meme coins of this cycle, I believe. But today I was looking at the ventures built on Ton in Southeast Asia. There's a taxi app already introduced that you can order on Telegram and also pay with the Ton token, and it runs like any other Ubers, Grabs, and any other app, which is a true example how you can take crypto and insert it to the real life and be built on the existing ecosystem. I think that's a great example that now we have more and more ways to spend crypto because usually the narrative is about earning and making money on crypto, but I believe spending is as important for mass adoption. Secondly, we are very excited to announce a new partnership. Ideally, we are planning to do it in the mid-September. We are still in talks, but it will be also again about football because I think our Messi partnership is a highlight of our marketing efforts. We are banking more on football and football audience, and I think soon people will be very happy to see what kind of partnership is coming. I'm still keeping the excitement around because I'm not able to announce it, but yes, it will be as big as Messi partnership and great one. Another important aspect, as I mentioned, we are investing a lot on education, both like producing content ourselves, partnering with the third parties, also institutions and universities. We are partnering with world's leading top 10 universities also to develop their blockchain courses because we believe if we want to have a mass adoption, it should be on all levels, on grassroots, on educational level. That is another important aspect that we are really working on. But when it comes to the products, we recently launched a Pool X. It's a light version of the launch pools where you can kind of earn risk-free as crypto gets, because in here you can bank or like stake your BGB, USDT, Bitcoin, and Ethereum and earn tokens from different projects and explore them instead of going and actually buying. And I think it's a great way to introduce people to new projects, and also a lot of customers are able to discover projects through this like a token farming or airdrops. And I think it's a great tool, and we are looking to introduce more tools similar to this where we can attract more kind of a non-trade audience, people who are not interested in trading or banking, or they don't like simply don't have time to do so, that they can still use crypto or digital assets as a way of earning and additional savings. But definitely for traders, we have much more options. We have a lot of copy trading, bot and grid trading. We are heavily investing on that. I think we have one of the leading industries, leading bots that can trade in different capabilities. And again, finding new projects, investing in new projects, and making sure that we have the projects that are still able to give that 10x and 20x, because we all know with Bitcoin and top 10 assets, probably it won't happen, but definitely it can happen still with a very exciting projects, and we call them gems, I believe, that we are still scouting for a great project that we can list. Of course, in parallel, we are very keen, like again partnering with Stone and listing, I don't know, hamsters and dogs and all these like exciting projects that out there, very much hyped projects, but still there are a lot of deep in project AI related projects that we are listing, a lot of B2B solutions, layer twos that we are listing that are more on a, like a technical side, and still have a lot of way to grow and value to create for the users.
Okay, so I wanted to make it a little bit more narrow, and it turned out to be even wider. So you're actually focusing on everything. I see, like a lot of work going on there, and a very interesting teaser you made about the new partnership, which is like the one with the Messi. Okay, we'll see what guys, stay
That'd be
tuned,
great.
and we'll be waiting for that together. Okay, so let's move on and a little bit more about the future. So everyone in crypto likes discussing the future. So could you share some of your plans for conquering new countries and regions? So which country and markets do you consider the most promising for Bitget's activities, and why?
Uh, for this year, our three core markets are Latin America. We are very much investing in Latin America heavily. And the reason is that Latin America has a great mix of adoption. There's a huge still room to grow. And also, it's not only adoption in terms of retail, but there's the institutional adoption, especially in Chile and Mexico. Like, if you go and look into decentralized trade that's happening, people are really into crypto. They're like a true crypto natives and crypto nerds. And of course, in Latin America, for example, in Argentina, almost 50% of Ethereum developments happen in there. And we saw that President won campaigns with the crypto narrative. Of course, we have El Salvador, that they were the first nation to buy Bitcoin. Therefore, I think Latin America is an overall exciting market to be. Second key market is Turkey for us. We have done a great job in there. We also were able to embrace the new legislation. Definitely, our partnership with the National Olympic Team was another great achievement for us. And lastly, the third largest and key market for us is entire CIS region, which is, of course, Russia being one of the biggest markets in there. And Russia is very, very exciting, especially after the new introductory law that now allows foreign trade also happen on crypto. I believe there will be a great expansion. Also, geopolitically, like all the countries, for example, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, they usually kind of copy the way legislations are built in Russia or introduced in Russia. Therefore, I am still expecting more countries to take the similar actions, because it can expand the entire regions coverage when it comes to crypto adoption. Definitely in CIS region, we also have a lot of like countries that kind of development hubs. We can talk about Armenia, also Georgia, even though they're not CIS, they're like kind of a post-Soviet country still. We have also Ukraine that has a lot of development force, and they've been like kind of a tech hubs of the Web 2, and now they're moving to the Web 3. Eventually, we have Kazakhstan that was also very much liberal when it comes into the crypto assets. On the other end, for example, we have Uzbekistan where adoption isn't as high, but they have like kind of a local exchange that is a big one, has a lot of market share. Therefore, CIS is a very exciting region to be, both for the opportunities of the development and building projects. We've seen a lot of meme tokens coming out of Russia, and I think that is one of the exciting aspects. I travel a lot to St. Petersburg and Moscow, and I meet people, and I was surprised to see that there's a lot of large family kind of institutions, family offices, or rich individual, like super rich individuals, that they are not afraid to explore meme tokens and entire meme ecosystem. For example, you won't see it in, I don't know, Western Europe or Americas or even Middle East, that I don't know, someone would be keen into invest like a large amount into meme tokens. But in Russia specifically, I've met so many individuals. They either come up with that token or they partner and they invest, which is pretty risky, but it means there's a huge risk appetite, and I think it's a great market to be at. And of course, we have the Pavel Durov and his Telegram ecosystem and Tone, even though it's not like a fully Russian, because today I think that both Telegram and Tone is like a truly global with 1 billion users, but still, I think it is another great example showing that how much potential is there.
Okay, thank you. Very much detailed, and it's an interesting insight on how people are ready to take risks in some regions, and how conservatives, yeah, in others. So like this idea of investing in meme coins in Russia is very interesting. Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the next question, and it will be about your own opinion. So of course, you mentioned that you have uh, entire Bitget research department, which is for sure, I think, monitoring your users and creating some portraits. But just from your point of view, and just to know your opinion, what does a trader needs to stay profitable in 2024? Like, can you share some tools, knowledge, habits, character traits, anything which is a characteristic of a profitable trader today?
Honestly, the one of the biggest pattern we see is a huge demand for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and especially it's about the new users. Like the most of the new users we gain, they kind of start from there. And of course, there are a portion of stable tokens. But when it comes to trade, we have seen a huge shift of people who are relying on bots, which is great because with a great bot system, you could actually tell your bot to buy cheap and sell expensive and cash out the profits. Both can do a lot of operation at the same time, and they can work independently. I think in the beginning, I was personally skeptical about trusting my funds to a robot, to a bot, but eventually I also use it a lot, and I think it is a great tool for people like me who want to trade, who still want to capture that excitement of the market, but we don't have much time. I think the biggest aspect for Bitget always was the copy trading. As I mentioned, we have more than 160,000 elite traders that you can copy trade their trades. Uh, it's very easy. It's like literally like a one-click copying. If someone is doing a particular trade, whatever is in their portfolio will replicate it in yours. And great part is that if you want to do amendments, you can do. In my opinion, why it's great, because professional traders, they're trained, they spend thousands of hours to trade daily. Therefore, they know better in the market. And of course, they do a lot of technical analysis. They read, they follow the market. While an average user, probably you don't have a time, especially if it's not your full-time job. Therefore, copy trade is another amazing opportunity for the beginners or for the people who are really busy to kind of explore the market. But recently, especially with the new products and development, I think what excitement comes to market is first is the pre-market, because especially the crypto natives, they understand that once the token comes to centralized exchange, it means all this 10x, 20x already happened in DAOs, in decentralized exchanges, in pre-sales, different rounds. Therefore, investing in something pre-market becomes very, very exciting. People are really keen to explore that within the comfort and also safety and security of the centralized exchanges, because in decentralized exchanges there isn't a due diligence process. Everyone can kind of technically get listed, while in a centralized exchange we have a very meticulous due diligence process. We only list 800 tokens. Therefore, capturing something in a pre-market, that early opportunity, and once they are listed, capturing the profit was one of the kind of locomotives for the everyone who is coming to the to the market and exploring that new tokens and new projects. And I think it's very exciting to kind of capture something that early. And what makes it interesting, because when something is listing as a token or a project, you already see the chart, see the history, you can kind of interpret how market can react in future. But with the pre-market, you have to go and research what this project is actually about, who is behind the project, and do your own research, which is very important in crypto, to make your own research to understand what you're investing in, and investing in a project that actually resonates with you. Therefore, I believe that more and more opportunities in pre-market or early stage ventures will be very important in trading in future.
Okay, get it. Thank you. So, to be honest, I'm still skeptic about delivering my money to the robot, as you said. But yeah, the more speakers I talk to, the more confident I'm getting, and I believe that the time has come. I'll try also to start some geek stuff with bots trading. Actually, it's
Also,
stereotype, but I believe that it's pretty easy to get into.
definitely. Also, like we humans, we are very like emotional beings, right? We sometimes act out of stress, especially when market goes down. While bots don't have that emotion, they only purely work on algorithms. Therefore, I think they are much better in making that cold-blooded decision than us humans, because sometimes I myself panic buy or panic sell, while probably it doesn't happen with the bots because they don't panic.
Okay, I think that a lot of viewers now see that they have a lot of in common with top managers of Bitget, because yeah, we all do so. Okay, let's move on to the next question, and we're getting closer to the end. So now it's the time to make some announcements and maybe some teasers, since we've seen your good at this. So, could you tell us a little bit more about the activities planned for the 6th anniversary of Bitget? So, should we await some prize givings, lotteries, airdrops, anything?
Of course, I believe we have been very generous with the gifts and slots and opportunities. Recently, we have the KCGI trading competition, and I was lucky enough to do the draw to give someone a new Ferrari, and
Oh my
I
God.
myself don't have one. Sometimes I feel that, our customers are more luckier than us. But joke aside, definitely, we recently already announced $1 million prize pool for the traders. We definitely do a lot of trading competitions and a lot of opportunities to win. And I think one of the biggest anticipated events of the year is Token 2049, that we are title sponsors in Singapore, and we have a lot of events planned around. And of course, a huge party with DJ Don Diablo is happening. Therefore, if any of our viewers are planning to come and attend the event, they are more than welcome. But for everyone else that are not in Singapore or not planning to attend any large events in until the end of the year, there will be a lot of competitions happening online, both on our social media and of course Bitget's own platform, to win a lot of prizes. I believe we are planning in overalls in the prizes give more than $6 million in total in different countries, different prize pools, different competitions. And it's never limited with that. We also have a lot of like actual gifts, from the Rolex watches to iPhones, from Louis Vuitton bags, depends where you are at and what is your interest. Everyone can find a gift. And more than that monetary prize, I think the one valuable gift I always love to have is BGB token, because Bitget's native token BGB and Bitget Wallet's native token BWB. I think this is the major giveaways that we usually do. And what I love about BGB token is that it is the fastest growing crypto token out there. And since our launch, we've been performing much better than even Bitcoin itself. We did like a 3, 4 all-time highs this year only. Therefore, I believe whenever you see an opportunity to grab a BGB token, do it.
Okay, okay, thanks. A call to the action. Well,
Oh,
very generous company we have here, guys. You see Louis Vuitton, Ferrari, Rolex. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to finding some free time and going to trade. Okay, thank you. So the time for our last traditional question, which is very valuable for the newbies on the industry mostly. So could you share your tips for those who are just starting to use cryptocurrency, who is getting involved into this Web3 world? So how to maybe not to become rich, but to make the most of it, and how to start well.
of course, I think like doing your own research and dollar cost averaging and all this like a general theory, I believe people should explore them before even starting, because it's very important to be knowledgeable and understand the risks that you are taking. But there's no reward without a risk. Every decision we took in our life, going from school to university, whether starting a career, dating someone we are interested in, all of them involve some sort of a risk, and reward comes with the risk that we are taking. One key point I would always recommend to people: if you're investing in a project, think about who is the customer of the project, and are you the customer? And if you are the customer, think about, if you acquire the tokens of that project, are you going to use the tokens the way it meant to be used? For example, if a project says that, oh, we are a project with our tokens, you can go buy a bread. Think about, are you actually going to use that tokens to buy a bread, or you going to buy these tokens in hopes that other people buy bread and price goes up and you sell that token? If it is the second option, never invest, because projects are not there for just lock the money, and then if it gets, I don't know, 10x, you sell and you exit. In my opinion, you should invest in a project that truly resonates with who you are, what you believe in, and actually be there in a longer run, in a longer term. And we have seen that there have been so many people that could make a lot of money because they believed in a project they invested. We know what happened, like with XRP, when people really were holding XRPs through their very hard times, and once things get better, XRP, I don't know, 4x, 5x, and people could exit and look the profits. Or there have been a lot of projects that went through ups and downs, and only people who truly believed in them succeeded. On the other end, if you decide, I always say, like, for example, meme tokens, they're kind of a lottery tickets on chain. You don't have to be smart enough. You just need to find the right one, look at the community, be quickly in and out. But again, as I mentioned, like, of course, there is no reward without a risk, but also you have to understand what kind of risk are you taking and is it worth it? Because sometimes it is not worth it, but other times maybe you have enough money, or you found the money, or you just have extra $300 to play with. Why not? Therefore, in my opinion, if you are newbie, you are truly thinking long-term investment and understanding of the business, then you have to only invest in a project that truly resonates with who you are, what you believe in. That's where you can create a value for yourself, and you can also be proud that you are part of that growth journey of that project.
Well, thank you very much. Like, maybe education is top one most popular advice from our speakers, and I think it's for a reason, because yeah, I myself would also tell the same if somebody asked me. So, guys, do your own research, and um, stay risk safe. But of course, you cannot be safe for 100%. But yeah, there is a second advice which I also liked. Also sounds pretty simple, but even I had to ask myself during listening to you. So should I review my portfolio? Should I follow these steps and check? Everything seems okay still. But yeah, thank you. It's very valuable. And yeah, that's all for today. I think we had a very interesting discussion here, a lot of insights, nice teasers. So a good stimulus to get subscribed to Bitget's social medias to see who is the next Messi, maybe to win Ferrari or Rolex, something like this. And yeah, a lot of big things are coming. And thank you very much, Vugar, for joining in today. I really enjoyed this conversation. Hopefully, it was like this for you as well. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Definitely. Likewise. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. It was great chatting to you.
Yeah, and thanks for our audience for watching us till the end. Stay tuned, guys. Thumbs up to see Vugar in more episodes. Mine is all I have 2 thumbs up. So, yeah, thanks for everyone. Have a good day, night, whatever. We are in a decentralized world. Uh, Take care. Bye bye.